Richard Kuchen. I was a Teleman first class when I was discharged. When I got into Saratoga, it was the same thing with the aviators. With that all the not only the aviators but all their complement. You might get to know one or two of the lowly rank or something, but they were birthed separate. They ate separate. They they just did not associate with the ship's crew. They were all in squadrons that had been flown on the ship, and when we got back, they'd fly them off the ship. And it was about 7 or 8 squadrons. The largest one was the A3D, which was the largest plane that could land and take off on a carrier at that time. We lost one going over. Yeah, and that happened to be one of the pilots that I had met, believe it or not. I had met him when I first got on. He was down in the radio shack. I guess he was going to be assigned. There was X amount of officers assigned to the radio gang. They were mostly ensigns and JGs right out of college or right out of Annapolis. To learn a little bit about the communication. And that's where I met him. And he took the A3D up 40,000 feet. He went off the radar. They never found him or the plane. 3 guys, him, the radioman, and the co-pilot. So God knows what happened, but it must have exploded or something. Very unusual. We lost other planes also over there. They have a few more incidents that they don't report. It's not public knowledge, everything that happens on a carrier. A flight deck crewman loading gas in the airplanes at night with a red light that you can see maybe 3 feet in front of you. Probably one of the most dangerous jobs you would ever want to have. Carrying a hose full of gasoline and walking up to a jet, or we had, like I say, a number of the propeller planes, which were even more dangerous. We lost one before we left Bayport. Walked into it and lost his arm. Walked into the propeller. We had a guy blown over on the Saratoga before we left. He walked them back of it, and they blew him right off the deck. They have a barricade, but he walked in between it, not thinking. You had to be on. It was hard to describe. And the reason I know is I could go on the catwalk, which was right outside where we were, since we were right under the flight deck. So I could walk out there and watch this going on. These refueling. They would manually drag the ships over to the catapult. I have pictures of that. And hook up the catapult. And of course, you had an officer that stand there in the front. I forget what they called him, but he was the one that finally waved them on. They could go. I didn't get aft to see any recoveries, but so all my pictures are takeoffs. But for what they were paying us back then, I got out as E6, which was first class. $248 a month. Today it's over $3,000 a month. I know it's a different world, but we were underpaid terribly. But anyway, we didn't think so because we didn't know any better. But to go through that, if you happen to get classified a deckhand in the Airedale Navy, God help you, because they flew all night long. That's when their main flying was at night, all night long. Be up there, and there's even a picture in the yearbook in the back of the yearbook, one of the last pictures is the guy one of the crew fell right asleep in the well before you come out off the flight deck to get to the catwalk. He's sleeping like a baby there. He never even got down to his bunk. So they would sleep right there. It was not an ideal situation. And that flying went on incessantly. Hey, those pilots had to have their time in the air to get their flight away, and that was the main reason. Yeah, they had to have so many hours, naturally.